So what I'm saying is, before business, before we talk about business, how to start an online business, an offline business, let's discuss within ourselves. Let's have our foresight. Let's focus on how to free ourselves from financial stress and improving our understanding through a financial literacy program like this. Some of you will agree with me that the way we do things, the way we handle money is affecting our business, is affecting our homes. So let's look at this together. Let's talk about it before we even go to how to do proper business. And I say to you tonight, if you are not making money, trust me, you are losing money. You get that one clear? If you are not what? If you are not making money, you are doing what? You are losing money. So you can't stand in between. It's not possible. It's either you make money or you lose money. So that mentality has to be there for everyone. As you are stepping into the new year of 2025, have it at the back of your mind that if I'm not making money, I'm systematically what? Losing money. So it's rather better for you to learn on how to make money than how to lose money. I was telling one of my people who are working with me, we are just buying some few things in the market. Then I told the guy, I said, do you know? Okay, he bought a biscuit. He bought a biscuit and maybe a Coca-Cola. And I told him, do you know that buying these things, you are building somebody's wealth? When you buy a bottle of Coca-Cola, in fact, when you buy a bottle of beer, for those men who love how to drink, every time you buy a bottle of beer, you are building someone's home. You are buying somebody's car. You are building somebody's wealth. So what I'm saying is that so whenever you buy your bottle of Coca-Cola, the bottle of your beer, you are actually building somebody's wealth. You are buying somebody's car. So the question is, when are the people I start going to buy my own for me? So that is what prompts me to business improper. So the question is, when are you start to make your own money? Because if you are not making money, trust me, you are actually losing money. So you can't stand in between. So today I'm just wanted to lay the foundation, kind of. I just wanted to lay the foundation so that we all understand the financial stress where we are. I've seen a lot of people coming to me. I've tried my best. I want to I can't do this. I want to buy this, but after my salary, I have to go to the Shylock. Yes, it's all come back to financial literacy. How do you handle money? I had some of my students, just of recent, online. I asked them a very good question. If I give you 10,000 rand, or I'm giving you $100, American dollars, now, what are you going to do with it? I have different response. Some says, I will buy myself nice food. Some says, I will go for that window shopping I did last week. Somebody says, all of them, they are talking about how to spend that money. None of them talk about how to save or invest. That is the mentality of what we have in Africa. How to spend the money. Even in our schools, in our colleges, in our universities, they only teach us on how to calculate money. They did not even tell us on how to get it. So that is why business in this 21st century is very, very important. So tonight, let's just look at the key components. I'm just giving you like 6 or 7 components of financial literacy. I may not be able to explain in details, but I will just want to let you have that component in mind. Then I will give you some tips for tonight. Then we close it for tonight. Then next week, by God's grace, we come back and now start looking at on how to set up our own business. So the key component of financial literacy, the first one is budgeting. You can write it down, you can screenshot it, you can put it in your notes. The first component of how to liberate yourself for financial stress is budgeting. You must understand how much comes in and how much goes out. I was working with one of my sisters, and she was asking for me to buy her something in the market. Please, can you buy this for me, uncle? And I told her, I don't have a problem to buy it for you. That the problem is, it's not in my budget. You get it now. So, for you to have power over your money, you must understand the power of budgeting. You must budget what you spend in a month. In fact, if possible, you can budget for what you spend in a year. Don't tell me, for me, I'm not working, so I don't have to budget. No. Even if you are not working, the little you are getting from your parents or your uncles, you still have to budget on it. So, budgeting will help us to know how much comes into our wallets and how much are we spending out. Budgeting will create for us how to manage the cash flow in our business, even in our family. I've seen a lot of family coming to me to say, you know what? After we get our salary, me and my husband, we are in trouble. By 6th, 7th month, we have to go for Shylock. What is happening to us? I say, there's nothing. You are lacking financial literacy. Let's start from budgeting. How do you budget in your family? Say, no, we don't budget. We just go and buy what we just go and buy what we wanted to buy. No, it doesn't work like that. You must budget for everything. Because it's Enoch, I will remove you. Everybody switch off the mic. It's confusing me. So we must budget for everything. That's our first component of financial literacy. Number 2 is saving. We are back on number 2, saving. Number 2, saving. May I ask you these simple questions? Do you save on a monthly basis or a weekly basis? Do you know in our days, even our mother trained us on how to start saving? Let me tell you the secret of life. This is how I've been able to manage my life in terms of money. Saving supposed to be your habit. It's not something that you have to force to do. You must create that habit of saving. Number 1. Number 2, you must also train your children and your wife, if you're married couples, on how to save. I remember those days, my mother used to bought this thing for us. In our language, they call it kolo. It's made of some like a wood. I know you know what I'm talking about. They will put a small hole on top of it where you can drop some cents, some 5 rand, 2 rand in those things. And at the end of the year, my mother will break that box for us. And we'll be surprised how much we have already saved for the whole year. So what I'm trying to say tonight to you, if you have never been doing it, you have to start tonight. Cultivate habit of saving. There is no amount that is more to save. That is why some banks call it saving account. They are actually helping you to secure you so that you don't spend all at once. And when you are cultivating this habit of saving, not only you must try to pass it over even to your children. Let them understand on how to save. When you give them 5 rand, 10 rand, ask them, how much have you saved from this money? It's a culture that we must pass through over to our next generation. So if I have time, I will teach you on how to start saving, building an emergency fund, setting aside money for short-time and long-term goals. So it's part of saving. Today, I'm just laying the foundation. I'm not going to go more details, but write those points, write them down. Number 3. Number 3 is investing or investment. Investing or investment. There was a time I was training some group of women, and I was asking those women, how many of you have investment? And these are high-class women. They are looking at themselves. And I was surprised. So it simply means you all spend all your salary on what you call this, women, what do you call this thing you buy for your head? Earpiece or... So you spend all your salary. In fact, to make it even worse, some women buy, they call it 3 months to pay. Oh, Jesus. They even have that habit of paying something that they will buy for 10 rand. They will buy it for 100 rand, but they will say it's 3 months to pay. They are enslaving you. And that is why you're complaining of no money. Okay, I will give you some tips. I'm not gonna go fully there tonight. So, but we must learn on how to invest. It's one thing to save, it's another thing to invest. What have you been investing on? I was telling those women, how many of you have shares in the bank? Did you buy any bonds this year, any stocks? They were looking at themselves, they don't understand. And this 21st century, as I'm talking to you tonight, I have shares in some banks in America. And I've not been to America, and I see my money, how it's growing on a daily basis. I have some stocks in Australia. I've not been to Australia, but I bought it online. They are not expensive. $10, $15, $100, $50. Those are the money we are using in the bar. So we must start now to start investing. So if you want to be financially free in this year, cultivate habits. I still believe that I will still have time to elaborate more on saving and investment. We need to understand on how to start buying stocks, how to start buying shares in different banks and in different business empire. Okay, then number 4, debt management. This one, I was telling some group of students maybe last year, a lot of people have killed themselves because of debt. Debt is affordable. Number 1, debt is manageable. That's what you call it, debt management. You can have debt, you can have various debt here and there, you can still manage it. But you need to understand there are different strategies or method of managing debt, which I will explain to you if I have enough time. Maybe in our next thing, I will do more about how to be financially free, on how to manage debt. So you can use a snowball method, you can use an avocation method just to manage your debt. So when I have time, I will talk to us on how to manage debt. And the only way you can be free from debt is to avoid it. You get it? The best way to stay debt-free is to what? To avoid anything that has to do with debt. I will tell you something. The only way is to what? Is to stay out of debt. And the best way to avoid debt is to stay outside debt and not inside. You get it? To stay what? You stay outside debt, not inside. What does it mean? It means if I have $2, for me, if I borrow $3 to head to my $2, I'm now inside debt because I'm borrowing money that is even more than what I have. You get it? But if you are staying outside the debt, it means I can have $5. I can still borrow $2 to join. So what I'm borrowing is not up to what I have. So automatically, if I can work to make $5, I will should be able to manage to pay back the $2 that I borrowed. So if you want to go into the debt, you must make sure that you are staying outside the debt and not inside. Okay? So when we get there, we see how we can talk more on how to manage debt. Tonight, we are just laying the foundation. And then the next, number 5, is the credit management. How do you manage your credit? Credit management. So when we have time, we look at it together and how to properly manage credit. If you have a credit card, how do you pay your bills? Do you understand the stores? How do you pay in the store? The impact on your financial opportunities? We talk about it when we have time to deal with how to manage credit properly. Okay, then the financial plan. In all this, before we start our business, online, offline, we need to have a financial planning. You need to plan how you spend your money. I was telling some students on financial literacy program like this. I said, if you are going out with a girl and all what your girlfriend is telling you every day is how to spend, she has never come to you and said, hey babe, can we buy this stock? I find these shares. He has never talked to you about how to invest. But all what she talk about is how to go to KFC, Nando's. Run away. Just run. Because you can tell that this woman will never manage your finance even when you get married. Financial planning, it goes on a different ways. I've seen people who have incurred a lot of debt just to get married. And after marriage, after a week or two, Shylock, knocking the door. Financial planning. You can't borrow money to go to school. It's like putting you inside the... It's just in a different ways. You can't borrow money to start a business. You have already destroyed that business. So we need to look at it on a financial planning. How do you short, medium, the long times, creating a roadmap and achieving them. So all those things, we are going to learn it in the next 2-3 weeks before we finish your program at Ahuta. So for tonight, I'm just laying the foundation for you to get started. Then I will give you some small tips, 5 tips for tonight, then we are done. So my tip for tonight, number 1, you can screenshot, you can write it down. Always avoid debt. Very simple. You want to be financially free? You don't want to have a problem? Just always try. I know the financial struggling people are facing in Africa. I understand. I'm also there before. But thank God for the social media. I will give you the secret next week on how social media turned around my life today. Social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Those things, they are money builder if you know how to use them. They totally turn around people's life. So we are going to get there in couples of weeks. But the first thing for my tip for you tonight is to what? Always avoid what? Debt. Stay outside. I've explained to you how to stay outside. Always stay outside the debt and not inside. Okay. Tip number 2. You get it? That's tip number 2. If you cannot buy it twice, it means you cannot avoid it yet. These are the mastermind that assist me to be financially free and make me what I have today, become a business, because this is one of the tips that you have to cultivate. If you cannot buy that thing twice, it simply means you cannot avoid it yet. So why are you buying something that you don't want in order to impress somebody you don't like? Africa. So if you cannot buy it twice, it means you cannot afford it yet. Is that seen to everyone? Good. Tip number 3. That is tip number 3. You are not going to get money, believe me honestly, but you are going to make money by consistently getting good in something. Okay? On this, please, everybody, I will ask you next week. Write these 3 things I'm going to say now. Write it down. I'm going to ask you again next week. Write it down. These 3 things I'm about to say now. There are 3 things that give people money on internet. Or let me put it in this way. There are 3 things that people sell online. 3 things. Be it YouTube, Facebook, whatever. There are just 3 things. I will mention those 3 things now. And I want you to ask yourself, of which part do I belong in these 3 things? I was telling some people, I said, you can make money online. Forget about any person telling you any country you are. These 3 things are the 3 things that people are selling online that give them money. Number 1, people sell products. You can write it down. I will ask you a question on it next week. Number 2, people sell service or services. Okay? Number 3, people sell talent or skills. May I repeat it again? Number 1, people sell products online. Number 2, people sell services or service. And number 3, people sell skills or talent. If I may ask you tonight, out of these 3 things that brought people's millionaires online, which of these 3 things do you think you are comfortable to be part of? Products, selling, service, selling, or you want to sell your skills and talent? And one thing I'm very sure of, if you don't have a product, you don't have a service, I'm sure of a skill and talent. So it's not for you now to discover what I'm very good in doing. Some of you are good in speaking, in talking, in your language. People are. So which area? Counseling, advice. I will tell you the secrets on how to make money from what you are good in as your skills and your talents. So tonight is more or less like an assignment on that area. As you are going back to sleep, you start to think, what skills or talent, in which area of my skills and talents I'm very, very good, that I can say it, I can deliver it to anyone at any time. The next week, I will ask you these 3 things, then we work it out together. Are we together? Good. So my thoughts are tips for you that if you are not going to get but make money by consistently getting good in something, okay? Tips number 4. says, don't take a loan to start a business. Unexpected challenges can arrive. If you borrow money to start a business, each setback will eat you twice. So you don't borrow money to start a business. Me, I will give you system and ideas on how to start a business next week. That's why you mustn't mix next week. It's gonna be today. I'm just laying the foundation just to I'm working on your mentality about business, about finance. Then next week we are going to move a bit more deeper. Like somebody say, go deeper, Papa. I will go deeper next week. Tip number 5. I think will be the last tips. Or okay, yeah. Making money is an action. Keeping money is a behavior. And growing money is a knowledge. Making money is what? Is an action that you have to cultivate. You have to do it. And keeping money, managing money is just how to be your part of you. And how to grow money is what you have to learn. And that's exactly what we are doing tonight. How to grow yourself to business online. So this is what I have for you tonight, is just to lay the foundation on a financial literacy. Then as from next week, we'll start looking at now how to set up a business, be it online, be it offline, how to make my own money, and so on and so forth. But believe me honestly, if you can focus your attention on this next week, you actually be taking another throne of what you're gonna be having on this business seminar. Financial literacy is achievable. We have to cultivate that habit. And next week, we're going to go properly into how to set up and how to start managing your own business. I used to tell people about this short story in the Bible. I actually doesn't know the name of the of this person, but I heard the story. Thank you for those emoji. Thank you. I heard the story in the Bible, and I believe some of the pastors are here tonight who also has. Oh, by the way, we have some pastors, some ministers who are here tonight. I'm doing a general tonight. The pastors who are here, you have your separate group. I will meet you for your own separate good in your ministry. This one is just a general. We just invite you to join this one. It's a general business seminar. But those pastors who are here, I will meet you in your pastoral group. Not today. We'll make a time. Also next week. So we deal with our church, how to grow our church and other things in our own group. Okay? Okay, thank you for those emoji. So in the Bible, there's a story. The pastor can assist me. But I love that story and I love it. I used to tell people everywhere. There's a very short story in the Bible where there is a guy. I don't know. I actually don't know the name of the guy. There is a guy in the Bible who, if he is a Joseph or what, he was working for his master for many years. Are we together? If you know the name, those funders, they can help us. He was working for his master for many years. Then one day, this guy just goes straight to the boss and give the boss a letter of resignation letter. That's, thank you, sir. I'm going. I want to leave your company. And the boss look at him. The kind of expert he is, the kind of the person, the manager or the coordinator in the factory he is, how his absence in his business can affect the whole business. The boss said to him, no. I'm not accepting your registration letter. No, you can't go. Huh? Who is going to do this? Go to do that. Okay. If it's the matter of salary, tell me, how much do you want me to increase your salary? I can do it right away. But I love the response of this guy. Said, thank you, my boss. It's not about increasing my salary. It's about starting my own business. See, I've been working with you. I've been working for you my whole years. When will I be able to go and start my own business? That is the mentality that we must have. And I thank God I've trained a lot of people who have figured this type of idea and they have made it today. So you have been working for the government for how many years? You have been working in the same place there for that manager, for that company. Then when are you going to start your own? And the good news is this: you don't actually need to leave that place before you can start yours. You don't get it. And that's why I will be taking you next week. So you don't actually need to leave your government job before you can even start your own business. Because this 21st century have changed the whole thing. You don't need to hold an office. You don't need to pay for any office. You don't need to hold any secretary. You can be everything in your room and still getting dollars on a daily basis. My pastor, Pastor Makwara, is in the United States now. When he was teaching us about financial breakthrough, he tells us that every morning, Mike, when I wake up in the morning, I woke up with dollars on my bed. So, what we are simply saying that the world have changed globally. So you don't need to rent an office, you don't need to buy anything. You can easily make money online. So this is the area I'm taking you to next week. And I don't want you to miss it up. We're going to start it together and we're going to work it out together. I'm just praying for more strength because I attended I'm a very busy person. I attended a lot of workshops and seminars, but I believe next week we are going to work. So I want you to go out tonight as you're going to sleep. The same mentality of this guy in the Bible who tells his boss, sir, it's not about salary increments. It's about me going to start my own. Because I've been working for you this all years. I need to start now my own. So the same mentality, you have to go now. If you have to discuss with your wife, your spouse, call your baby. Hey, baby. Hey, Buela. Let's sit down together. Let's work this thing out. I've heard something tonight at Africa University Academy. We need to start now building something for ourselves. Then I will tell you business you can do. I will give you ideas of business you can do. I will pilot you. I will assist you. This is what I'm doing for our students for the past 4 years. And a lot of testimony in our group, a lot of testimony on a daily basis. So thank you guys for tonight. Let me just leave you on this foundation. Don't forget those 3 things I told about you. What you sell online, the product, the services, the skills and talents. Which skills and talents are you good in? Let's make money from it. And you know that you can make money from the problem in your community. You don't get it. So go back to your community. Go back to your church. Go back to your mosque. Go back to your schools. Go back to your... Just study everything around you and tell me where the money can come from. That's what I do. I just look at everything around me and start creating solutions to people's problem. And that's where the money comes from. So when you are creating solutions to people's problem, then you start getting money. I will show you the secret. It's just a secret. Then towards the end, we'll be talking about how to... This one. Okay. Let me just leave it like this for tonight. I don't want to put you into a lot of things. So just go tonight. Move tonight as you are switching on your bed. Start thinking, what skills or talent that I can tell to people online. Then next week, I will drop you my business email. You can send me a business email. So just discuss with your wife, your spouse. Just start doing something. I was telling some people that every day when you wake up, tell yourself, I need to learn something. This has changed my life. I learn things on a daily basis. But the more I learn, the better I become. Okay? So let's leave it for tonight like this. In the next, by God's grace, next week, Same time like this, we're gonna come back again in full fledged on how to set up a business and what kind of business you can do, how to go about it. Then later we'll talk about social media, how to use it to manage your church, to manage your finance, how to use social media, and other. There are a lot of things. I was surprised before. People said I've made $5,000 on YouTube. I make like $2,000 on Facebook. Say, oh, it's a lie. It's not possible. Oh. Then, not until when I start realizing myself, good thing, no, this thing is real. Look at those your comedian where you are buying your data to watch their comedy on Facebook, but they are cash out every month. So the more content they put, the more money they are receiving every month. But you are there, you buy your data. When data finish, the money to pay for your school fees for your child, you go and buy another data because you want to laugh. Yes, continue laughing. And they are continuing making money. So we have to work this thing out. I don't know, but we have to work it out together and see how we can leverage each other. I've told you, this 21st century, it's not about degree. You can have your associate degree, all those. It's all about what you know that will bring money to you now. So let me leave it there, and let's meet again next week. And when you attend all my section throughout to the end, I will give you a provisional certificate of attendee that you can use. You can frame it. You can use it in your office. You can frame it anywhere. It's unique. It's professional. That's how I do. Everywhere I do, I give. But we give it to you along with your main certificate when you are collecting your main certificate. For tonight, thank you very much for coming online. There are a lot of people who want to come online, but they don't know how to. But thank God we are recording this section. We throw it, we edit it, and throw it for them also to watch this. So in just 1 minute or two,